Hi, it's Jessica Marshall here of Naturally Beautiful Hair Care, and I wanted to tell you quickly about how the type of tool that your loctician uses could affect the branding of your locks. If you are concerned about having a particular brand of locks, it's very important that you know that the tool that's used could affect that brand. I am an advocate for Microlocs, and I've explained a little bit about it in some other videos, and I'll continue to explain Microlocs and how I am an advocate for Microlocs. It's a term that I've been using since 2008 to describe my locks and my clients' locks. There are other popular brands on the market, and particularly the most popular brand that we know for small or micro interwoven locks are the Sisterlocks brand. The Sisterlocks brand does have restrictions on the use of the word. So for instance, if you are a sister loctician and you are using something other than a Sisterlock tool to create and or maintain the locks of your clients or the services that you provide that you term Sisterlocks, you cannot use another tool. That basically would be an infringement on the agreement that you have to call those particular locks Sisterlocks. Now that doesn't mean that those locticians could not use other tools. They just have to find another word for it. There are also other tools on the market. Those are the two other popular tools that I know create small locks. However, they do not impose that same restriction that the Sisterlock company has. I myself do not have Sisterlocks under that same criteria that I just explained because my locks were not started and or maintained with their tool or their particular grid that at least I was aware of at that time. My loctician had like flexibility, and she did give me even parting grid. But when I did do my research at the time, that was not the grid that I had saw being advertised under the Sisterlock company. And she did explain to me she was not using their tool. So once I became very aware of that, I just didn't call my blocks Sisterlocks. I guess because I was also a stylist and a business owner, and so it kind of just was like, okay, that's business. However, I understood how the confusion could happen. But when it comes down to being technical, it is very important. If I was concerned about making sure that if I received Sisterlocks and I really wanted to make sure that I had them, and my loctician was using any other tool on the market, technically, besides them infringing on their agreement and continuing to call my hair Sisterlocks, I would not have them technically. Sounds a little confusing sometimes, and it did to me. And I'm in the hair business, but I do want to make that aware because especially if you are someone like me who wants to learn a skill and wants to incorporate it into their business, this is something that you should be aware of. I also don't. You have to be very careful how you term, if you are a loctician, how you term the services that you provide. I can maintain someone's existing Sisterlocks with another tool, but I do not advertise it as I will give you Sisterlocks. So I will create, but more than half of my clients are former Sisterlocticians, and so they come to me and they sometimes are confused, so they still say they have Sisterlocks, and I never, that's not a thing that I'm really going to confuse the situation with. So I just continue to provide the service. I let them know that they're not, what tool I use, where they can buy the tool. That's something else you should know. The tools that are on the market, the only tool that I've come across that creates small locks that you cannot just get on a website is a Sisterlock tool. You have to go and take a course, be on their certification list. You have to be affiliated with that brand in order to get their tools. You do not need to be affiliated with other companies like the Lock Key or the Nappylocs tool, or as some other people do, they make their own tools. At the craft store, they will buy a crochet hook, sewing needle, knitting, a latch hook, a crochet needle, and some other tools and safety pins. I mean, I've seen and I've heard a lot. So I just want people to be aware of that. With that being said, I hope that this video was helpful for you. And if you are concerned about branding, that these are some things that you need to know. It's Jessica Marshall. I'm representing Microlocs. Stay tuned for more to come down the Microloc pipeline. There will be no limitation in how you can get our tools. Stay tuned for that. Our instruction, you will basically, you know, there's so many options. Just choose the right one for you, and do know that there are these things in place, and some people are getting repercussions for misrepresenting themselves. I'm never the one to misrepresent myself. I have Microlocs, and I will be happy to answer any questions. And like I said, I'm going to continue to put more information down the pipeline until I have this baby in the next 2 months or so. So thank you all for tuning in, and thanks for once again having great open mind to hear this information. Have a wonderful day, and I will talk to you again soon.